You know what a buy-sell agreement is, most likely, but why are they so hard to talk about, to put into practice? And even when you put it into practice and sign it, keep it up to date and keep it relevant for your business. I'm Mike Proctor with Leading Edge Growth, and today we're talking about buy-sell agreements. Why is it tough to talk about the buy-sell agreement? It's tough because on some level, similar to a will or a trust for yourself or your family, you have to acknowledge that at some point there may come an event that causes an end to the relationship with your business partner, your business, or potentially this dream of a company that got you in a position where you started it in the first place. The reality is, if we don't address those issues up front, they can take the entire company down and there may not be much left to recover. Buy-sell agreements are an area that, as I've worked with businesses, are often overlooked, especially in the smaller micro-cap size business, any business that's running under $50 or $100 million, where they haven't really been forced to address it properly. There are a lot of areas that are often overlooked. Some of the areas that are overlooked are what happens in the buy-sell agreement if one of the partners is going through a divorce. There's a crisis in the family and their marriage, and the assets are being split up, and those shares are potentially some of the most valuable portion of the estate that's being divided up. The question is, do you want those shares to fall into the hands of an ex-spouse? Most of the time, that's not a great situation. And that is one area that I've seen is often overlooked in buy-sell agreements. Another area that can be overlooked is, what if there's credit issues with one of the partners? This unfortunately can come up from a number of angles or a number of reasons that are entirely unforeseen. But one of the provisions you can put in your buy-sell agreement is how to treat that so that those shares also don't fall into the hands of somebody that you just don't want having a say or having a window into the inner workings of the company for whatever reason. Another area that is important for a buy-sell agreement to address is what happens if one of the owners experiences a disability. Say it's a prolonged disability of a year, 2 years, or maybe lifetime, where they can't contribute in the same way that they were before. That's a good opportunity for some sort of long-term disability policy, or even maybe disability overhead insurance to cover some of the bills and bear some of the weight. And occasionally a key person disability policy is not a bad idea as well, but that's all situational and individual planning. But the buy-sell agreement would be used to determine if there's a point in time where that partner that is experiencing a disability ought to be bought out and there be made more room for somebody else to come in, or simply to part ways at that point in time when the responsibilities and duties of the company really fall to the other partners that are still working in the business on a regular basis. And the most thought of reason for a buy-sell agreement is when someone passes away. The best way to handle a buy-sell agreement is to talk about it together, have a great formula for the different types of triggering events, especially a death is almost universally included in the buy-sell agreement, and how that company is going to be valued. If you haven't done a valuation of your company recently, now's a great time to do that. We also do perform valuations. And also, when you agree to that valuation, it saves a lot of headache when it comes time to engage a buy-sell agreement. Funding is another issue that's good to talk through as far as how that's going to happen. If you have the partners that have cash they can personally buy with, if the company is going to take on some leverage to make that happen, or if you're simply going to fund it through a life insurance policy specifically for that event, that works well also. Talking about that together Sometimes having someone to help facilitate that conversation and go through a worksheet with you. We've done that for some of our clients as far as helping them understand, here's the different aspects you ought to address for your partnership, your lay of the land. Here's some of the dynamics. We do not give legal advice. We're not attorneys, but we do help you get ready so that when you go to your attorney, where you're going to have those documents drafted, you are on the same page. You don't have to spend quite as much time with that attorney, and you have a more unified approach so that when you get in there, you can get it done, you can get it handled quickly, and that resolution is going to be decided up front, so you don't have to do it after that partner has passed away and they really can't speak for themselves anymore. So I would encourage you, don't shy away from the buy-sell agreement conversation, and we would be happy to help if you want to have that conversation, learn more about it, and discuss it together. If you haven't revisited your buy-sell agreement in the last 2 or 3 years, or haven't valued your business in the last 2 or 3 years, and all agree that that's the price for the business, give me a call. I'm Mike Proctor at Leading Edge Growth, and we're happy to help. You can call me at 316-330-9300. Again, 316-330-9300.